Inmate, bend over, grab your knees, and cough. Now. Oh, looky what I found. Oh, you want a boof? You like boofing? Well, you gonna boof this. What? Hey, man, what you talking about? Oh, no. Either you gonna boof me, or you gonna get these 10 years, inmate. What is gonna be? Man, just do it. Just do it, man. God.
What up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's get into it. Now, today, as you can see, I'm driving. And I figured, why not give y'all this story while I'm riding? It's a great day. The sun is shining. And I got these stories that I need to get out. So, without further ado, y'all, let's get into it. Now, today's story is going to be about a very, very controversial topic. A topic called boofing. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably never heard this term before, or maybe you heard it called something else. Using your man purse, stashing. It's many names that they give boofing. What is boofing, y'all? That is when you are trying to hide something in the prison that you should not have. And well, many people do it, y'all. Many people try it, but they don't talk about the complications that come with it. Now, I've never personally tried it. I have never had a need to. Because if you have something that you want to hide, the best thing to do is to pay one of these guys that are down to boof. Now, you got to be a special type of guy in the first place to even boof something. Now, when I say a special type of guy, I mean you have to already be okay with something going in that purse. If y'all haven't figured out what the purse is yet, well, just keep listening, y'all. I can't get too graphic with YouTube, but the purse is your backside. The purse is really an exit that you use for an entrance. Now, when I said I could just go pay somebody to boof something for me if I need to hide it, that's exactly what I meant. Because for one, I wasn't boofing a damn thing. I don't get down like that. I don't condone it, and I won't be any parts of it. But when you have a cell phone or a small blade or some work, some contraband, things that you just shouldn't have. Sometimes people have real cash. And believe it or not, y'all, all of these things could get you more time in prison. You can get time added on to your already existing sentence. And you could end up doing a lot of that time in lockup. Very uncomfortable, y'all. 2-man cell, small window, and more than likely, they're gonna put you in a cell with a guy that don't got nothing. That's gonna sit there and harass you and bum off you the whole time you back there in lockup, unless you either whoop them out or request a cell change, which they ain't too beat for the cell changes. Now, I know y'all probably like, dang, he was just driving. Yeah, I had to go take my coffee back, y'all. Dunkin' Donuts messed up my coffee and I was not having it. That's my favorite spot, y'all. But, oh, I'll bring it back if it's not right. I'm one of those guys. Anyway, y'all. So, a lot of these guys that were down to boof, they were homos. They were, straight up like that. But, again, y'all, if you got a cell phone that you paid $2,000 for, it wasn't nothing for you to pay a punk $100 to hold that phone as long as he had to. He could go the whole day. He could be going to mess hall. He could be going to the library, walking around the prison, out on the yard, in the middle of a shakedown. Whatever it is, you paid him $100 to boof that phone for you. Now, most of the time, the phones we had in prison were small, little bitty things like, about that small or whatever. Just small enough that you could type on them if you wanted to do a little text or email or something like that. Watch a little video. But the main point of it was communication. You just wanted to reach out to the real world. Now, two things I've seen happen before when dealing with giving somebody your property to boof. Either they ruin it or they get it taken. Now, what do you do if you give somebody something to hold, but they get it confiscated anyway? Is it their fault? I mean, they did their part, right? Or maybe they didn't do their part good enough. Now, I've seen statistics, y'all, on this subject, the same subject, and they say that you have about at least 7 to 7.5 inches of space in your man purse. Now, I'm sure the further up you go, the more it might hurt, or whatever the case. I don't know. I've never done it. But if you don't put it further enough up there, then when the COs tell you to bend over and cough, either it's going to fall out or it's going to be visible and they're going to see it with the flashlight. And if they have to pull it out of your purse, you never know what's going to happen. You might catch a beat down because that officer is already pissed off that he had to go up in your purse and take that item out. He might just beat you down for it. Yeah. And you're going to get some charges. Now that person, that's where the problem lies, because the person who had the item in their purse, they're facing some heavy charges. A cell phone, a blade, money, even worse, drugs. You are facing at least a year, if not 2, of dead time in lockup. Now that person just risked their freedom for that $100. And you gotta think, was it worth it? Nah, it probably wasn't worth it. And guess what? You have to worry about this person now snitching on you. Only thing that I can say about that in the prison that you don't have to worry about is, listen, honestly, the warden, the COs, they don't give a damn about none of that. You can snitch all you want to. But if you was the one that got caught with it in your purse, it's yours. Because the COs can't fathom or believe that, nah, man, you lying. Ain't nobody gonna give you something to stuff up there and then want it back. Nah, you lying. They don't believe the inmates will go to those lengths. But we will. Now, how you get it back, that's another story. They supposed to take care of cleaning it and all of that. They gotta put it in plastic, bags and all of that before it go up there and everything. And when it come out, it needs to look the same way it did when it went in. Now, I know some of y'all like, yeah, but still, even if it's clean, it's probably gonna smell awful and you're gonna have it up to your ear or whatever. Hey, man, it's prison. That's just what it is. You'd be surprised of the things that were in a purse before they got into your hands. And you don't question it. It happens every day and you don't question it. Where you think they hiding them Percocets at? Where you think they hiding them little small packages of that yayo at? Oh, they was in somebody's purse and then they got delivered to you. So don't knock it, y'all. Do not knock the things that we had to do in prison. Because it's survival, y'all. It's survival of the fittest. And if you can't survive, then you might as well unalive. As simple as that. Now, boofing is a profession better left to the punks. You ain't used to that, and you don't want to be used to it. So, picture a pack of hot dogs. A whole pack of hot dogs, but compressed till it looks like one hot dog. Yeah, that means it's rolled and stuffed and pushed so tight that it looks like one hot dog. But when you open that package up, it's going to expand to look like a whole pack of hot dogs. Imagine that in your purse. Now, these guys, you know, they take more than purses. They take more than packages in their purse. So they're very used to having that purse stretched. Now, you on the other hand, you've never done this before. You don't even like the idea of it. So more than likely, you're just going to get yourself caught if you try, because you might try and do it half-assed to, like I said, the point where it's not done right and it's visible and the CO can see it when you go for that strip search. Let alone the fact that the strip search is one of the most humiliating things you will ever go through. They gonna clown you when they pull that thing out of there. You gonna have a name on you. They gonna call you a punk and a sissy and say, well, he must take it up his purse. If he boofing, he must. And now you gotta live with the fact that everybody in the prison know you got caught with something in your purse, boofing. That's not an honorable thing to go to lockup for, y'all. It's actually borderline, you know, playing around. Like, it make people think that you possibly have been tampered with, or that you possibly will get down like that if the situation, you know, presented itself. Now, there's all types of guys in the prison, y'all. Big guys, small guys, medium guys. You got the guys that lift weights, guys that exercise and do calisthenics, and then you just got the fat guys. Those fat guys are going to be the ones that you want to pay to boof. Because for one, the CEO is going to be so disgusted that he has to look behind a fat guy. He going to make it quick and get it out the way. He not going to want to even spend 1 minute looking at a fat guy's ass. Unless you get one of them COs that are questionable, which there are many, y'all. There are many questionable COs in the prison system. Don't let anybody tell you wrong. I've heard stories of COs sticking their finger up a man's purse. Not looking for contraband, looking for their own personal pleasure. Dirty ass cops. Yeah, y'all. So don't be surprised if you hear stories or allegations of men being abused by correctional officers. What you gonna do? You gonna tell? You gonna buck back? You gonna catch that 5-year sentence for putting your hands on that officer? Or you just gonna let them do it? Get in the comment box, y'all. What are you gonna do? Me? I'm fighting back. I'm breaking teeth. I'm breaking ribs. You try that shit with me, officer, you might not make it home to your wife or your boyfriend, whatever you got going on in your life. But you try that with Corner and you was fitting to die. Now, some guys in the prison, they figure they can get over. If they just let the CEO have his way, maybe, just maybe, they'll get some extras. They'll get some specials, you could call it. But these CEOs ain't shit, y'all. They'll lie. They'll lie to you and say, yeah, I got you. Just let me do it. Just let me do it. A few minutes. I got you. I'm gonna bring you food. I'll bring you a cell phone. I even bring you some drugs up in here, man. Let me get some of that, man. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Yeah, y'all. It's some dirty cops in the prison system that stalk men. They look for men that they think that might just have something in that purse that they could extort them on. They might just say, oh, look what we found. A whole pack of, you know, that boy or that girl. Whole pack of it. Sit there dangling it around. This right here could get you an extra 10 years. What you gonna do, inmate? You gonna let me get that purse? Or you gonna take this 10 years I'm about to slap on you? And y'all already know, some of these dudes in the prison, some of these niggas in prison ain't shit. Ain't got no morals, y'all. They will bend over for that CO in a heartbeat to avoid that charge. Get in the comment box, what you doing, y'all? You taking that 10 years? You taking that extra charge for that stuff you done brought in there? Or you just gonna bend over and close your eyes? Get in the comment box and let me know, y'all. What would y'all do? Now, I got a quick story I'm gonna tell y'all. And don't worry, I'm not gonna stretch this out. It's only gonna take about maybe 5 minutes, y'all. Stay with me. Now, this story is gonna be about a guy named Little Mikey. And Little Mikey, pretty much, you know, he was a good dude, regular guy, no gang, nothing like that, just a regular neutron. But he had respect in the prison. He made moves, and he just happened to have a cell phone. Now, like I said, you're gonna pay somebody if you hear about a shakedown coming or anything like that. You're gonna pay somebody to hold that phone for you. And that's exactly what Little Mikey did. Now, there's a whole bunch of boys in the prison. One boy, this guy's name was Cakes. You had Donuts and you had Cakes. They worked together. They was a team of boys that they had a pimp in the prison, Marty McFly, and he would rent them out. And he would also rent their services out, their boofing services. He had about 7 boys, so that was a lucrative business for him also. He'd rent them out to do the boofing, and he was getting $100 a pop. Now, Little Mikey, he heard about a shakedown getting ready to happen. So he wanted to clean his cell up. Pulled the cell phone out, wrapped it in plastic real good, and he gave it to Cakes. Now, all Cakes had to do was boof it and hold it for at most 2 days. I mean, of course, not keep it boofed for 2 days. I don't know whether that's comfortable or not. Well, I don't know. But I think if it went over a day, it was $100 a day that you had to pay for the service. Whether they had it boofed or not, you had to pay $100 per day that they had that phone in their possession, holding it for you, willing to take that charge. Now, Cakes, he done wrapped the phone up. He done boofed it. He a pro, y'all. This is not his first rodeo. And he boofed the phone, stuffed it all the way up in there, and everything was good. Now, this time, the COs, they got a little smart. They started to get hip to what was going on in the prison, that people were using the boys to boof. So, what they did was round up as many boys as they knew. Some of them look like boys, some of them are on the low, and you'll never know they boys. So, they rounded up the ones that they knew that was visibly walking around the prison with dye in their hair from the Jolly Ranchers, or the guys with the tight clothes and their shirts tied up, all of that nonsense. Those guys immediately were separated, put into a separate room. And they had about 3 or 4 COs in there doing the cavity searches. Now, the cavity search, whether you know it or not, is an immediate violation of your constitutional rights. So they tread lightly when they do it. They are not supposed to touch you, honestly. You're supposed to simply bend over, cough, spread your cheeks, and if anything, they look with a flashlight, and that's it. They not supposed to be all up in your ass and touching you and none of that. Nah, you get a CO that's doing that, chances are he's on some funny business. Now, they check through a few of the punks. Nothing. Now they get to Cakes. Cakes is in the line. All of a sudden, the phone starts ringing, y'all. Little Mikey never turned the phone off. Nope. He never turned it off. So even though it's all wrapped up and it's all the way up in there, well, just like how the radiation from the microwave will go straight through your body and possibly hurt you if you stand in front of it, which a lot of y'all probably don't know. There's nothing stopping Wi-Fi or signals. Just because it's inside of your body don't mean that it's not going to connect. That phone started ringing, and it kept ringing, y'all, and it kept ringing. He didn't even have the ringer down low. It was loud as hell, supposedly. Now, it was only about maybe 6 punks in the room, 3 COs in one room. No music, no sound going on. But what's going on? Ring, 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 ring. And they looking around. They're like, what the hell? The COs checking their pockets. It's not their phones. They're like, all right. One of you punks has a phone. One of y'all has a phone, and you better tell us which one has it right now. Ain't nobody say nothing, y'all. Ain't nobody say nothing. So as they searching the punks, and they're eliminating the ones that don't have it, releasing them out the room and letting them go, the last punk left in the room is Cakes. Now, the other 2 COs left the room with the other inmates, escorted them back to their cells, etc., etc. This one CO is left in the room with Cakes. He locks the door because he knows. He already knows, and he just didn't say nothing because he wanted the other officers to leave. He knew Cakes had that phone. He had already pinpointed in on Cakes, and he knew what he was getting ready to do. He told Cakes, bend over and cough. Now, as soon as Cakes bent over, he feeling cold hands on his ass cheeks. He like, hey, man. Hey, what you doing back there, man? What you doing? CO like, stay still. Stay still. He got 2 handfuls, y'all. Stay still. Cakes came out and, told everybody exactly what he had to do not to go to lockup. That CO stuffed his 2 fingers in there as deep as he could, and he felt something. He felt some plastic. So he pinched it with his fingers, and he pulled that joint on up out of there. Now, out of a little purse come a big old cell phone like this, wrapped in a bag. And he like, and Cakes like, ugh, as he pulled it out. And he breathed, like, he had that thing in there for a while. So, when the CO found the phone, he looked at Cakes, and he just shaking the bag in front of him. Look what I found. Looky what I found. You already know what time it is. You already know. And Cakes like, hey man, what you talking about, man? What you talking about? CO didn't give him no further explanation. He had him already in the assumed position. That CO pulled his pants down and commenced tearing Cakes' cheeks up. Yeah. Tore Cakes' cheeks up. Finished and everything. Told him, pull your pants up, inmate. Go back to your cell. This never happened. And this phone never happened. Unless you want me to bring it to the warden's attention. And Cakes just like, alright, man. Let me go, man. Let me go. Now Cakes come back out, and he telling everybody what happened. He told Marty what happened. And now Little Mikey's looking for his phone. Y'all gonna have to find out what happened to Cakes in part 2, y'all. And don't worry, I'm not gonna make y'all wait too long, but this video has gone on way too long already. And I already know some of y'all do not like watching long videos. So, let me know if y'all ready for part 2. I'll drop part 2 maybe the next day or the day after that. Alright, y'all. That's gonna be it for this story. I hope you liked it so far. Stay tuned for part 2. This is the Jersey Street Corner Prison Talk Show. I am your boy, Jersey Street Corner, and I'm out.